Thai agriculture, the backbone of the economy, the rice bowl of Asia, the kitchen of the world. Whatever you want to call it, it's in the midst of a perfect storm. A storm that the majority of the country's farmers are not prepared for. Tamanun has been a farmer all his life. Never has it been this difficult. His margins squeezed at every angle. Time usually spent tending to his crops is now spent driving to different provinces in search of fertilizer. The shortage is forcing him and many others to buy from the black market at exorbitant prices.
Fertilizer is now almost triple in price. It's not only expensive, it's also in short supply. It's out of stock everywhere. My vegetables can't survive without fertilizer, which makes it hard for me to survive as well.
With more than 1/3 of the country's labor force employed in the agricultural sector, a bigger crisis is looming. Despite Thailand's massive rice market, many farmers live in poverty. Many are now faced with a painful choice: abandon their fields or take out loans and enter a cycle of unsustainable debt. The unbearable situation on their farms has now pushed them onto the streets. For more than a month, farmers across Thailand have been sleeping under this expressway in Bangkok as a form of protest to call on the government to help solve the problem of debt among farmers. They are desperate for financial aid to cope with the surging prices of fertilizer, the surging prices of energy that are posing a massive threat to their livelihoods.
They say we are the world's kitchen, but this is the last generation of farmers. The more we work, the more we are in debt. More farmers are trapped in poverty. No one wants to be a farmer anymore. There is no future in farming.
But this domestic manifestation of unprecedented pressures in the food and agricultural world is mirrored across the region, a region that is one of the most productive agricultural baskets in the world. ASEAN imported around 10% of its fertilizers by value from Russia. With agriculture still a vital part of the economies in many Southeast Asian countries, any disruption to fertilizer supplies will inevitably hamper productivity.
The shortages are resulting in higher food prices, which impact people's access to food, especially among the poor in ASEAN. Before COVID, 10 to 20% of the poor couldn't afford to buy food. That figure will rise to more than 30%.
The reality is that hunger almost always follows conflict. And when conflict occurs in a major agricultural exporter like Russia, the victims ultimately go far beyond the two countries in battle. Dusita Saokaew, CGTN, Bangkok, Thailand.